is,
Start again.
okay, we good? Did you check like, oh, it's not moving, the clock's not moving?
Wait, do
All
you
right.
want to start it over now?
Oh, we're good. Yeah, start
Sorry.
talking now.
Okay, so in 3, 2, 1. Okay, today we're working on our outside hitters and setters, and we're working on passing and hitting. So a couple of cues here that I want. Number one, I want our passers to focus on getting a pass to the setter, and she's transitioning out. So one cue that I give is I want them to splash when they get outside. So after they pass, that's one motion. They go out and they splash, and they are ready to come in. If the hitters give a bad pass, I want my setters to set a hittable ball, and it's our hitter's job to keep the ball in play. They're either going to have to score or they have to keep balls in play. So again, first thing here we're watching out for is making sure our first hitter is Lily, that she gets outside, gets herself planted, and she's ready to make her approach. Okay, we good? All right, here we go. Ball one.
5. It's me.
Now you're gonna have to put you behind the fence. Huh?
5.
Okay, so in Kendra's pass, I want her to focus on passing first. On passing first and then getting outside to hit. So again, I would remind Kendra, after she passes, she needs to get outside. Thank you. Okay, so the previous set was too far outside the antenna. So if a setter makes a setting error, I want our setting error to be off the net or too far inside. So the worst setter errors are going to be way too tight, or they're going to be way outside the antenna. Those errors are hard to recover, so we want to make sure, again, they're going to make errors, but we want the errors to be livable. Okay, go.
Got it? 5.
Keep getting outside then.
5.
Trying to protect you. Okay, a little bit higher.
5.
What's my count? Yeah.
This is 2 more. 5.
It's going to go 3 across. Okay. The next drill is going to involve the hitters have to communicate to pass, because now we're going to be serving into a 3-person serve receive. So a couple of things here to watch for. Lily is our left front hitter. So regardless who passes the ball, her job is to transition outside to be ready to hit. In a typical practice, my goal here would be to make sure when we're attacking the ball that they're attacking the ball higher than 7-4. The net is 7-4, and so I want their attacks to be higher than the net. So if they hit the ball, if they hit the tape on their attack, even a shorter blocker is going to touch their ball or block their ball. So my goal here is they're attacking high above the net and hopefully above the block. We good?
Come on. 5, 5, 5.
Okay, so our offense here are the pin hitters. We have our outside hitters hitting at the antennas. And our middle back passer is hitting a bit. Talk on it. What's our count? And that's a tweener set. So when that happens in practice, I would usually talk to our setter about making sure she is setting to a hitter, not a tweener ball. Good pass. Nice set. What's your count? Switch center to reverse sliding out. Okay, so after doing that many reps, I'm going to give our players another cue to work on. So the first cue for the outside hitter just now is after they pass, they transition to attack. My next cue here is to make sure when they're making their approach, I want their arms to stay tight to their body. So when they make an approach, I want them to go back and up. And I don't want this. I don't want them to go out and up. So we're going to go back and up. So again, this drill involves a lot of passing, and that's fine because our outside hitters they have to be 6 rotation players, meaning they have to pass and play defense all the time. So our practices involve these guys getting lots of touches in serve receive. We good? Okay, ball. Get outside. Defender, make sure you get outside. Ball. That's our count, Mike. I think 1 or 2. So watching the attackers, they did a very nice job of keeping their arms tight to their bodies. And for this next series, my goal is to make sure our outside hitters are getting off the court to make an attack. So I want to stay away from them running along the sideline to attack, because any kind of setter error that's too far outside the antenna makes the ball really hard to hit, because now the balls are going to be up this way, and I want balls to be up this way. So again, after they pass or someone else passes the ball, their job is to transition off the net, okay, off the court, so they're coming into the ball, okay, they're not running along the sideline. Ball. Top. Good set. Back, get out. gonna chat real quick, go get a quick meal. Okay. Our next series here is we're gonna work on passing still. And this time I'm going to be serving balls rather than rolling them in. A couple of things to change here is since we run a 6-2 offense, I'm going to have our setter coming in from right back. And so the key here is making sure my setters are getting to their spot and they are staying tight to the net. Some coaches like to have their setters be 3 or 4 feet off the net, and the reason, for my reasoning for wanting them tight is once they get tight to the net, if the ball is passed off the net, they can run to go get the ball. But if they're stopping 3 feet or 4 feet away from the net and the pass is too tight, now they have to have a recover play to get the ball out of the net. So again, my preference is they go up to the net and they go run after a ball that's passed way off the net. So the key here is making sure our setters are running up to the net, and release of their set, I want them to go left, right, and set the ball. So again, left, right, and we are setting, okay? And so ladies, we're going 3 across. Setters, you're coming from right back. So like we're in serve receive. So actually both of you, you're gonna go every other. Does that make sense? And we'll shag at the end here. Good, all right, so the drill is beginning, and we go. Excellent pass. Molly, can you use that ball now? Okay, so just now you saw a pass that was way hard to get, and secondly, there's a pass that's really low for the setter to get. So the key for what I'm looking for here for my setters is making sure they set hittable balls. Okay, so regardless of their footwork, their hand contact on the ball, in the end, they have to set hittable balls, or really our offense just dies. So we need to make sure we are getting balls to our hitters. Ball. Good. Nice stuff, Sarah. I want to add a comment here. So just now there's a pass that's really low, but what I liked about it is the pass was in front of the setter, because our setters can get to a lot of those balls and they can bump set a ball, but we don't want passes behind the setter. So again, passing errors, one's better than the other. I'd rather have the pass be too far in front of the setter, because again, we can get those, but anything that's behind is a little bit trickier. Good call. You guys, if you need to switch spots, do it now. Oh. Good set. Nice save. That's a great save. Last to me. So after running that drill, again, I want to do a bunch of reps, and if I need to chat with the team about what we're changing, that's a good time to do it. So I allow them to do multiple reps, and I don't necessarily have to give them feedback after every error, okay? Because errors are going to happen in volleyball in every drill, and the key there is we don't want them making the same error time and time again, okay? Because then as a coach, I need to make sure I either change my cues or they need to figure out what they're doing incorrectly. So again, I'm going to give them feedback, but I don't necessarily want to give it to them after every error. Okay? And in a drill like that, again, volleyball has turned into an outside hitter game. If you have great passes and you can run your middles, that's a huge bonus. But volleyball is an outside hitter game, so these guys on the left side, okay, are going to get a ton of swings, basically because of how the team passes. So if a team passes badly, almost every time the sets are going to go outside, and so those guys are going to get a ton of swings. And my next cue here, so we've already worked on, okay, passing and transitioning outside. That was our first cue. So pass, get out, and they splash, and then they get ready to hit. So secondly, after they pass and they get outside, now their swing has to be tight to their bodies, and they go swing. So again, they make an approach, they go up, and they swing. We want to stay away from this. Okay. Our third cue that we worked on is we want to avoid running along the sideline. So again, after the pass goes, okay, they get outside and they want to run into the court to attack the ball. We don't want them running along the sideline to attack balls, especially when the setter is way off the net. So guys, in 5 seconds, we have to go. In 5. Okay, so we're going to make our last switch. So we're going to rotate our passers, and we're going to do the same drill. So my next cue for the team is making sure every attack they make clears the top of the net. Again, the net is 7-4, so we want to make sure their attacks are not hitting the top of the tape. So we're going to go about 20 balls here. Okay, here we go. Good set. Okay. And now to say setter error. Okay, and the error there is that the set was too far outside the end center. Good hustle. Silent. Okay. 11. 13. 14. Okay. We have 5 serves left in this drill, and as you can see, I'm starting to serve the ball short, and our team really struggles to get the passes out. And again, volleyball is an outside hitter game, but if you fail to get a ball up for our setter to touch, even a good outside hitting team is going to struggle to score or get a side out. So at this point, if I have my 6 on the floor, I'm probably leading the game, probably 6-1 or 7-1. And again, just even based on them not being able to run their offense. So I'm going to go, let's go 5 more serves here, and let's see if they can move to the short serve get a pass, and we can run our offense. So 5 serves left. That concludes our passing, setting, hitting drill, and we're going to go on defense for the next session. Thank you, Ben. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and shout.